Hi guys, welcome to the video. In today's Battlefield 6 news, we have a little leaker versus leaker action. A leakerception, if you will. It's Tom Henderson versus... well, we don't have a name. Let me start from the beginning. It all started with a Reddit post, as it always does, on the community-run Battlefield 6 subreddit, titled A Battlefield 6 Leak. And the post went something like this. Good day all. I have recently received some information regarding the next Battlefield title. For privacy, this is being posted on a burner account. My source was working with one of the support teams for BF6, but they left a few months ago. Take this info with a grain of salt, as it has been a few months since they left, but I believe that the info is correct. Okay, so right off the bat, a couple of red flags come up. The post author has now deleted their account from Reddit, and they themselves are telling us to take this with a grain of salt. I mean, in the case of any leaks, we already do that, but just the fact that they themselves are saying that indicates to me that even they aren't 100% confident in what they're about to say. So this post, not off to a great start in terms of credibility. Let's read on. First of all, the next Battlefield title will indeed be called Battlefield. This is, I'm told, to distance the franchise from BF5 and its reputation. It will indeed be modern and feature up to 128 players. I was told to expect it on PC, Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Now my source also told me that Tom is mostly correct. When I asked them what Tom did not get correct, they said the whole mercenaries idea was a bit misleading. Instead of Modern Warfare 2019 like factions, that is mercenary groups, the main factions would still be Russia and the US. However, there would also be a nation select system where you could choose to represent and play as a nation that was aligned with the two superpowers. For example, if you were on the US team, you could choose a US, Australian, British, French, Japanese or German soldier. They told me that this was to increase customization options as well as weapon and vehicle rosters. The change would be purely cosmetic but give players an opportunity to play as their preferred army or special forces soldier. Alright, now that the post has mentioned Tom by name and given contradicting info to what he said, do you see why it's going to be leaker versus leaker now? Vehicles in Battlefield are going to be similar to their BF5 counterparts. Attrition is coming back, at least for vehicles. The spawn system, however, will revert back to BF4 style, due to the balancing issues that the BF5 spawn system caused. The vehicle tech tree will also return, but it will be large. Think BF5 won the Pacific vehicle tech tree size. Vehicle advancement will be class-based instead of type-based due to the large amount of vehicles in the game. I think I should tell you that now would be a good time to buckle up because this post is about to get really exciting really quick. Here we go. The maps are going to be quite large and truly unlike anything you've ever seen before. My source relayed to me that DICE was looking at 10 to 12 maps at launch and 2 to 3 conquest size maps every 2 or so months. The primary game mode will be yet again an operations variant, with it a natural evolution of BF5's Grand Operations mode. The weather effects that Tom has been talking about will be on every launch map, similar to BF4's Levolution. However, these events are designed to change gameplay rather than simply for spectacle. An example of this would be a wildfire on a map set in the Urals. After the fire had burned up the map or part of the map, as Vevolution is very dynamic, longer sightlines would open up, but the ground would camouflage anyone wearing dark brown or black, and the heat from the ground would really F with the thermal sights. That's all that I can remember. I'll try to answer any questions in the comments. And just FYI, he didn't, but that's the end of the post. I mean, very exciting. We've been hearing from Tom too how the weather will be dynamic and change how the game plays significantly. But the most exciting thing for me has to be the maps. 10 to 12 at launch seems normal. It's an expected amount of content from a $60 AAA multiplayer shooter game. But 2 to 3 conquest size maps every 2 or so months? That sounds incredible. I mean, the bar is set really low after the disaster that was Battlefield 5's live service, but it's amazing to think that even if by a slight 0.01% chance that this turns out to be true, what we could have coming our way in the near future is really exciting. Now, Tom Henderson took to Twitter to respond to this post since it mentioned him by name and called him incorrect on a couple of things. But before we take a look at his response though, I wanted to ask if you guys could just give this video a like, because when you do that, the YouTube algorithm puts this video on other people's screens, and as a small channel, I would really appreciate that. And if you want to watch more videos from me in the future, feel free to subscribe. Alright, coming back to Tom, he said, just read the Reddit leak for Battlefield, and he gives a quote from the post and says that this is not correct. He followed up with, you're a group of individuals from fallen nations, you're free to fight for whichever side you want. So in theory, a Japanese soldier could fight for both the USA and Russia. He also, in response to True Weapons of Battlefield's question, replied that yes, you pick whichever side you want. The plot is that both USA and Russia will hire anyone who is willing to fight for them, as long as they have the skills to do so. Now in all of this, I'm not really paying attention to the small details about the game's plot, but what I'm actually interested in is that Tom did mention the post, but he only corrected the part that he was mentioned in. So does he agree with the rest of the post? Probably not, I'm probably overthinking this, but that's what it has come to. I'm that hungry for some actual info about the game. I should probably lie down or go play some Battlefield instead. Either way, this is gonna be it for the video. Let me know if you're getting as restless as me for some official info from EA and DICE down in the comments below. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Osmodrome, and I'll see you guys in the next one.